Hello and welcome. My name is Kyle Grossmiller, and in today's technical demo video, we're going to walk you through how to set up the Pure Storage FlashArray as external storage for Nutanix. So to begin, we're at the FlashArray GUI, and I've got an administrative user, who's me, Kyle, that I'm going to use to log into this array. The first thing I'm going to do is create a construct called a Pure Storage realm. You can think of a realm as a logical container that federates, array resources, things like hosts, volumes, pods from each other. So I'm going to create one of those first. It's basically a logical container that lets you isolate resources, which is required for Nutanix. I've got the realm created there. Next, I'm going to create a pod. I need to get double colons in there, so I messed that up. But once this is created, you can do this. You can also do this by the GUI as an FYI, but I'm doing it all via CLI here. So I've created a realm, and within that realm, I've created a pod. The next thing I'm going to do, which is an optional but highly recommended step, is to create a management access policy that is applied to that realm. So here we can see I'm creating the policy, I'm assigning it to that realm, and I'm giving it a name, as well as a role of administrator. So we can see that administrative management access policy has been created and assigned to that realm. The next thing I'm going to do is create a user specific for Nutanix, and I'm going to assign it to that management access policy that I just created. Again, this is all about least privileged access. I only want this Nutanix user to have access to that realm, and I'll get this correct this time, so double hyphens there. And obviously I need to create a good password for this user. Okay, so that's all been done, and the last thing I'm going to do is just make sure that I can log in to the array as my newly created user that only has access to that realm and pod that I just created. So if we go pure realm list, we can see that's the only realm that that new user has access to, that Nutanix specific user. And if we click in, we can see from the GUI, there's my realm and there's my pod. And if we look, we can also optionally add a quota to this pod. So if I only want this Nutanix cluster to have 80 terabytes of storage, I can assign it there. And of course, I can always update that later. It's another optional step. Now I'm actually in Nutanix Prism Element. So this all must be done from within Prism Element itself. And what I'm doing here is creating a virtual switch that I'm dedicating for NVMe-TCP traffic for the FlashArray. Highly recommended to use jumbo frames here. It does kind of matter with NVMe-TCP. You can get away without doing it, but we do recommend it. So what I'm doing here is on each of my AHV hosts, I am setting up a virtual switch that's using the Ethernet ports that I have dedicated for NVMe over Fabric TCP. So once that virtual switch is created, I'm next going to go in and create some internal interfaces. You use multiple bond types as well. Generally, we recommend active-active with MAC pinning, but active-active works as well as active standby, although those have some trade-offs. So now I'm creating the new interface. I'll create two of these classic kind of AB VLAN setup. So I've tagged my VLAN A, and I'm setting up an IP address pool that we will assign this internal interface from. So I'm basically giving it a pool of IP addresses inside of that VLAN, setting it up here, saving it. So this is VLAN A. I'm setting up the external storage feature, and again, setting my MTU to 9000. I'll next enable that switch, and then I'll repeat it to create VLAN B. So I've already added the IP pool for VLAN B here, giving it a descriptive name and NVMe over Fabric B, a different VLAN, selecting my pool. Again, selecting the virtual switch I created specific for the FlashArray and NVMe traffic, and then I'm just going to enable it. If we check in on the tasks here, we can see that the switch is created. It takes about 5 minutes or so. Your mileage may vary there, but as you can see, it takes anywhere from about 3 to 5 minutes to create these service networks. And with that, we are effectively set up. Next, we go into Prism Element, go to external storage, add a new external storage vendor. We can see it's auto-populated with my interfaces I created. I'll give it a descriptive name. I'm giving it the VIP, the management VIP for the FlashArray. This is the user I created at the beginning of the video that is specific for that realm we created. And then next we select the realm as well as the pod that we created at the beginning of this demo video via the CLI. Click attach, and we're done. I mean, that's really as simple as this is. It really is that straightforward. If we go into tasks, we can see it's configuring it, and the array is configured after very little time. Now that it's been created, we can actually click on storage within Prism Element or Prism Central for that matter. If we click in on it, look at external storage, we can see it's showing up as a FlashArray. It's showing up as healthy. You do have the capability to go straight to the Pure Storage FlashArray GUI from within Prism Element. If we actually look at what's going on within the realm and then within the pod here, we can see that it's starting to create the actual CVM control virtual machine Nutanix instances here, which we can see under the volumes here. Thanks a lot for watching. I know that was fast. If you're interested in a lot more detail, this is our Pure Storage Nutanix platform guide. That QR code will take you to a lot more information. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.